live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Good topics. Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we know that Aaron Donald of the Los Angeles Rams is waiting on a new deal.
Yeah.
And what he said, and I believe he said this on I Am Athlete, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I get them mixed up. I Am Athlete and the Pivot, and I know that.
No, he was on I Am Athlete when he said this. Yes.
So he says that he is at peace if there is no deal reached, and he would be good with retiring. I mean, he
said this from like right after the Super Bowl.
Right, the Super Bowl, right.
So I feel like that's really where his head is. Like, yeah.
It's like, I still want to play in LA.
Yeah.
Give me my money. I'm comfortable going into retirement. I got my Super Bowl.
I mean, at this point, literally, that's probably one of the things that I feel like that once you reach that, unless you're a junkie about it, like Tom Brady, right? Most of them, because that's what you do it for. That's what you play for, right?
Yeah.
Get that. And when you get that, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right? In some of their minds, because they don't love it like that. Like it's been good, it's something I enjoy, but I don't love it like that. And so he just might be one. I mean, would we miss him in football? Absolutely, because hands down, the man stands above all the rest, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So the talent, I'm all for the people leaving when they on top too. Like, I love it. Like, bow out gracefully, like, no, I'm not too old to do this. No, I'm not at a level that I can't do this. This is my choice. This is what I want to do.
Leave when you're done with the game and not when the game is done.
Not when it's done with you. That's right. So I'm here for it. I mean, they would be idiots to not figure out how to keep him. But hey, what do we know?
I think that because of the payroll that they have, and you know what? No, I'm not even going to say that, because I feel like these capologists in these organizations, they know how to get the job done, and they know how to pay who they want to pay. So I feel like they can, all of the little tricks that they use, they can figure out how to make him the highest paid, if not player in the NFL, at least one of the highest paid people on defense.
Yeah. So, and he deserves that. My goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves that. So that's the least you can do. You need to figure that out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But if I just would hate to see him leave. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I would hate to see him leave. That's what I'll say. All right.
Stephen A. Smith
Yeah.
goes on First Take and he says that Dak Prescott needs to do better. How do you feel about that? Because you already know how I feel about it.
I do. I feel like this is tough for me because I like Dak.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Dak, right? I like Dak's effort. I like Dak as a person. I like how honest and open Dak has been about his mental health. I like how he shares about his field. I like Dak. I like Dak, the player. Like, I just like Dak. But if I take my emotional side out of this, right? I was about to say something else. I'm glad I just said emotional. My emotional side out of this, I guess I understand your argument to some degree and Stephen A's argument. But I'm going to still go back to my first point that the head dictates the results. And until this head can unswell and stay in his lane,
Mm-hmm.
you are detrimental to anybody.
I agree.
And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I'm with you. You know, they gave away last year. They gave away his, or in this past offseason, they gave away his biggest or his most productive receiver for pennies on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know what you're supposed to do. What is he supposed to? Zeke didn't have a Zeke. He did not have an Ezekiel season.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I see. What I saw. I saw Dak Prescott giving 110% and running out of gas at some point. He was just, or losing motivation. I don't know which one it was. But I feel like there's some behind the scenes thing that have nothing to do with his ability to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's already talked about his mental health and how, it's kind of fragile because of things that have happened between his own injury, his brother's suicide, like his mother's death. It's just a lot of things that happened that, and to play for dysfunctionality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are the kinds of things that I think about when I think about Dak Prescott, and it makes me admire him that he plays as well as he does, given all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that you play for the Cowboys. Let's not dismiss that. And that was Stephen A's whole point. Like, you play for America's team. They have a different expectation of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, America's team need to get it together. That's all.
That's true. So it's not just that, but the reality is,
it's not just Dak. It's not. And
reality is, when you are the quarterback of that team, a lot of it's gonna fall on your shoulders.
I know. It's not fair.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah. Okay. So can he do better? Of course, they can all do better.
Yeah.
Even everybody GOAT can do better.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he can do better. I agree. But so does everybody else in the organization. They need to do better too. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He got the eyes on him though.
We'll see. I don't know.
He ain't going to escape the criticism.
No. I mean, no quarterback escapes criticism, but especially not a Black quarterback. You're definitely not going to escape criticism.
Yeah, that's true.
Just be ready. That's why I love Lamar Jackson. Because when the criticism comes, he knows how to clap back.
Mm-hmm.
Shut you down. Hush your mouth.
Man.
So I love that about him. He is not, I don't get what you say? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I love that about him. Most of them are not that way.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are not that way. So I'm rooting for you, Dak. I'm in your corner, boo.
I'm not.
You want him to leave?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind him making his way.
I don't mind him being on the hot seat. If I got to find a reason, that's a reason for. I don't mind him being on the hot seat if it'll get him out of Dallas.
I think he could thrive somewhere else.
See, he would have. I tell you, if he was still the coach, where I saw that he would have been. And Lord knows this is blasphemy coming from me, but New Orleans with Sean Payton.
That would have been special.
Woo!
With that big arm he has,
woo!
That would have been special.
But Sean Payton know what to do with it. If he can do that with Drew Brees,
right?
He know what to do with it. Listen, that would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a shame. He could come to Dallas if Jerry Jones would sit down.
Nah, he ain't going to Dallas.
He's not going. I know that. He's smart. He wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying that would be those two together somewhere would be amazing.
That would be a good look. I actually I wanted to see him with another year, a full year with Jameis Winston. Because Jameis Winston has the arm. He has the talent. I just think that mentally he hadn't always been there.
That's why I did like this. It's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not happening. So, okay.
Let's look at the NFL has renewed 21 social justice grants. What does that mean? I
wish I knew. Like watching the basketball game last night made this point even more relevant. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did you watch the game last night? Mm-hmm. So one of the commercials I don't know if it was a commercial, but one of the things that they brought up was their NBA foundation. Mm-hmm. And their social justice grant is the NBA foundation. Mm-hmm. And that their goal is to help African American. So they're very clear about what this is about. Mm-hmm. To help African American kids. It's not about sports. Helping African American kids have a leg up for career and college. Mm-hmm. So they have two different programs that they do.
Clear.
That focus in that realm. They have made a decision as a league that what we're going to do versus pouring money into, some social activist kind of thing. We're going to put our money into these kids and invest in what is going to get us, you know what I mean? What is going to truly bring about what we hope will be some equity and equality and some social, it's not even about justice. It's just social equality.
Yeah.
Right? Social and equity. So that's their, social equity. So that is that's the focus they've taken. And they were really clear in their messaging. I have not seen that. Have you?
That's why I'm like, what does that mean? Who's
21 grants. What are they going to, who are they going to and what are they for?
Right, because you can just slap social justice on anything and it can go to anybody.
That's a lot of money floating around.
I'm not going to make the joke that I made yesterday.
Grant, but 21 grants is a lot.
Yeah, especially with the NFL long money. I'm not going to make the joke that I made yesterday when we discussed this. I'm not going to make that joke.
Anyway, okay, y'all. I'm not going there. Okay, so I would like to see them be more pointed, I say, in what that means and where that money is being spent, because I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's sport, out of sport. I don't care where it is. If there is not a clear mission. So in other words, the NFL does not have a clear mission of where they intend for those funds to go. So, like as a grant writer, somebody who's run a nonprofit grant writer, right? When I look at grants, they have very specific areas in which they operate. These are the things that we will fund you for. Mm-hmm. And you can go and look at what they're funding. And then if you look at their About Us page or, their backstory, you'll see it makes sense as to why these are the areas that they're focused on, because this is why they started the foundation, or this is why they're doing the work that they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. I need to be able to look at the NFL story and say, oh, okay, it makes sense. This is why you're giving money to XYZ types of organizations, or to this or to that. Like, make it make sense. Mm-hmm. And then it could be that it makes sense somewhere, and I haven't seen that. But what I loved about what the NBA did was they were very transparent.
They put it out there.
They put it out there. Nobody's having to guess, wonder, worry, where the money. That if I'm the person that's saying I want to have somewhere philanthropic ideas of places I want to spend my money, and I know this is what the NBA is doing, I might put money there.
And it's not like the NFL will be surreptitious with information.
So we're gonna need them to think about that, and literally just you probably and like I said, I don't know. They probably do have messaging. They probably do have a clear focus. I hope this wasn't reactionary and they're just throwing money at something to make it look like they're doing something. That is my fear. But that they have a clear focus of what it is and why they're doing what they're doing. You got to know the why. So and sharing the why with other people is not as necessary as what. Like the NBA is not sharing. We know why, kind of, but they're not sharing their why. But they're saying this is what we're doing because of our why. Just share your what. What is 21 grants? That's great, but what are you doing? Put that out there. People need to hear and need to know.
Right, especially coming from y'all.
They need to hear. They need to know. Like, do just that little thing. It's just little. Like, I know that the NFL probably put some monies even into like mental health, like they have, like the Pro Football Hall of Fame behavioral health program or other programs that are out there for NFL and former NFL players, right? Nobody. I just am a researcher and a reader. It's the only reason I knew about the Pro Football Hall of Fame behavioral health program that I was part of. It's the only reason. You all are not putting that out there to people, and I don't know why. Anyway, soapbox. Sorry.
No. That's real. I mean, like I said, like the NFL, they'll put that out there, but won't. You got to go digging, and I think that's the thing. You got to go digging to see, like, who this money is going to. And to me, I feel like this is the reason why, because much like how Juneteenth is trademarked now by some white corporation, we may not want to put out there where this money is going to, or who is being affected by this money, and what real work they're doing. So we'll just say, yeah, social justice. We put out 21 grants. But where's it going, and who's it going to, and what purpose is it serving?
Right.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.